Hi, Josh at Silka here. Today we're going to talk about tire and inner tube installation on clincher wheels. I've got here a Zip 303 Firecrest carbon clincher, my Vittoria Corsa's tire 700 by 28, and we are also going to look at installing this latex tube. Why are we choosing latex? These are notoriously difficult to install compared to butyl tubes. So let's dive in. We have pre-applied 2 wraps of Silka Platinum tubeless tape to this 303. Why are we using the tubeless tape when we're not going tubeless? We're doing it because it's light, it's about half the weight of traditional tape, and it's thin, which is going to make your tire easier to install. The thinner tape over the circumference of the wheel here will actually make it easier when we go to push on those last couple inches that can be difficult. So let's go ahead and get started. Take our pocket Impero, and what we want to do is just give a little bit of body to the inner tube. A couple of pumps. So giving the inner tube a little bit of body beforehand is really going to help ensure that we don't pinch it when we go ahead to do the install. Go ahead and tighten the valve core back down. See, not too much, just a little bit. And so I always take mine and I like to line up, let's look at it this way, I like to line up the tire name with the valve hole. That gives you the ability to find where your puncture was after the fact. So if you always know that your tire brand is at the valve core and you find a hole in your tube over here, it allows you to more easily find it relative to the valve side. So you see our nice thin rim tape has allowed us to pop that on easily. Take our tube with a little bit of body and lay it over. The pink latex tube makes it easy to see. We're going to find our valve hole, go ahead and push it in, and this is maybe the most overlooked yet most important part of the process right here, is we want to take the system as it sits. We've got one bead in, we have the tire sitting on the outside of the rim, and what we want to do is work the inner tube into the clincher bead all the way around so that it's hidden from the tube, and that'll keep the tire from pinching the tube as we push over those last few inches that can be difficult. So again, start at the valve core and you're going to work the tube. You're not working the bead, but you're actually just working the tube itself into the tire, and it can give you fits as you do it, but it is definitely worth the time. Okay, see the difference? So now we have, if we look in here all around, we just have the littlest bit of inner tube poking through, but it is completely inside the clincher well. Now we can start tucking in the second bead. Take it here. I'm going to work the full perimeter around very gently, and now I have these last few inches, which are going to go right on for me because I've got my thin rim tape. So now that we have the second bead in, it's important to take a peek around the perimeter and make sure that the latex inner tube isn't pinched anywhere. This isn't nearly as much of an issue with butyl, but with latex, it's a very critical step. So I take it and I just pull the tire back a little bit and peek under. And if I can see the tube, then I'll need to resituate. The pink color of the latex tube actually makes this a lot easier against the black carbon rim. Looking around, I don't see that I have anything pinched anywhere. I think we're good to go. We do recommend though, when you do inflate, go to about 20 or 30 psi, and again, give it a full look around the perimeter and make sure that your bead is completely seated all the way around before going to full pressure. That'll keep you from going to 100 psi and having a blowout and surprising yourself. So I hope this was informative. I hope there's some tips and tricks in here that work for you, and we look forward to seeing you next time.